I how do I make money? How do I sell tickets? How do I throw a show? How do I sell beats? All this stuff. And the thing that a lot of people don't understand is really nothing else really matters except for like creating a demand for something, whether it's a product or a service or people just like you, whatever your thing is, you have to create, you have to work towards creating some type of demand for what you're selling or what you're promoting. And if there's no demand, then there's no shortcut. There's people that are just looking for shortcuts all the time, like they want to get from A to Z in the least amount of time possible. And I get that, I understand that, but it's a slow build. You got to work at it. Like it takes a long time to build demand for something. And this is true for a rapper, this is true for a producer, it's true for a corporation. Look at this is a terrible example because I don't eat their food, and it actually makes me puke thinking about their food. But McDonald's, you know, they started as a mom and pop. You know what I mean? Like in the what year was that? The fucking 40s or 50s? I don't know. And they had to start somewhere. No one cared about them in the beginning, but it took them literally decades to create this marketplace and this demand. And obviously, they're one of the biggest companies in the world, and they're global. So you really have to understand that everyone starts with zero. Everyone starts with the same amount of pieces on the chessboard. And really, it's just a matter of how you move those pieces and how you maneuver and who's willing to play. A lot of motherfuckers out here are not willing to play the long game. They just want the short win. They're trying to find a fucking 3-move checkmate and an easy way out, and there is no easy way out. You have to play the game, understand that it's a long game, be patient enough to build a demand for yourself and for whatever product you're selling, whether it's a beat or a drum kit or a song or a fucking marketing company or a video or your skills as a journalist or a director or a dancer or whatever the fuck it is, a coffee shop, anything you're trying to sell, you need to spend time and be patient enough to create demand for it. And that's the only thing that matters. Like, literally nothing else matters except for creating demand for whatever it is you're selling. So when you look at the game in that type of way, you're going to start to understand how much work it takes. You're going to start to really provide a little bit more clarity for yourself on how and what you should be doing now to get closer to that, as opposed to just trying to find shortcut. Like, I'll give you, I always use myself again as an example for everything I say. But I'm still currently like building my YouTube channel. Like my YouTube channel still doesn't have like you would think that my YouTube channel would have at least like 100,000 or 500,000 subscribers, but I don't. I have like 13,000 subscribers. I just started creating content on my YouTube a little bit over a year ago. So it's literally only been 13 months, 14 months since I've started creating content every week for my YouTube, and it's really not even as much content as I should be putting out. I put one video out that's like 10 minutes long every week, and then I put up. We just started putting up the videos for my podcast, BlapChat, and that's once a week too. So there's 2 pieces of content I put out every week. If that's 2 pieces of content every week, that's 8 pieces of content per month. There's YouTubers out there that put out a piece of content every day. That's 30 pieces of content every month. I'm only putting out 8 pieces of content every month. So my growth is a lot slower than people that take the time to put a YouTube video out every day. So I'm just not on YouTube like that. Like YouTube isn't my bread and butter. YouTube isn't like my career. I'm not trying to be like a YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? And that's no knock to people that do prioritize that, and YouTube is a priority for me, don't get it twisted, but I like to just create the content that's conducive to my lifestyle, you know, and that's me traveling to a different city every month, having Josh, my camera guy, come in and film me if I need to go to a meeting or go somewhere or make an appearance, or if I'm in the studio talking to you guys, whatever that is. You know, I try to film the type of content that I feel like will be valuable to you guys, and the type of content that I'm really just trying to convey to you guys. And that's really all it is, you know? So, so again, just to go back to what I was saying, it's a slow game. It's a slow burn. It's only built for people that are patient enough to stay in the game and not be so impatient and try to find shortcuts all the time. And also too, being open-minded about like the idea that you just never know what can happen. Like there's two types of personalities, right? There's people who are like super organized and need structure. And I'm not saying one is better than the other, but just hear me out. So there's two types of people. There's people that really, really thrive in environments where there's 1000% structure. Everything is predicted. Everything is known. I know if I spend $5, I'll get $10 back. I know if I work X amount of hours, I get X amount of payoff from that. I'm working this amount of hours per week. I wake up at this time. I sleep at this time. Very organized, very, just very, very clear. Everything is very clear. Nothing is too unpredictable, right? And so there's that type of person, and then there's the other type of person who really just puts themselves out there. This the type of person that's just like also organized, but not afraid to fail, not afraid to not know what can happen tomorrow, not afraid to know that they can work and make enough money to pay rent this month, but not know what to do the next month. And that's more of like a freelance kind of person, like a freelance mentality, where you're not super concerned with what could happen tomorrow. And that could be scary for a lot of people, and that's totally normal, you know? And so you really have to think about what type of person you are and figure out a way that works for you. Because there's people that are built for this and there's people that aren't. And there's people that are not built for this. They go into it and they're like, fuck, this is crazy. I can't do this. But then they break out of that shell and then they end up really staying consistent and figuring it out, and then they do end up becoming successful. You know, so there's so many different types of personalities, so many different types of people, people that are built for it, people that aren't, and people that learn from it. So, but the reality of it is that in this industry, you just never know what'll happen. You really don't. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what'll happen in 5 years. You can have goals and you could really like manifest the life that you want to live, and you should do that. But the reality is that you just never know. Like next year, I don't know what's going to happen. I can't tell you what records will come out next year. I can't tell you how many placements I'll have next year. I can't tell you what type of drum kits I might put out. I can't tell you what my YouTube account might look like next year, who I'm collaborating with. I have sort of an idea, but I don't have the full picture. And I'm okay with that. But what I do know is that next year will be better than this year. And this year was amazing for me, and I'm super thankful. But I know 2019 is just going to be another like super level up for me. And so again, I don't want to make this about me, but I can't really speak through any perspective other than my own experience. You know what I mean? So that's really what it comes down to. You're either built for this or you're not. Someone owes you a few hundred to use your beats in their video, but they seem like they are gonna run off. What should you do? Come on, you know the answer to that, man. If you can prove that you made the beat, then, you know, sue them. Hit them up. Like, yo, you used my beat illegally. You know what I mean? Like, what? You know the answer to that. Deep down inside, you know the answer to that. What is the most important part of the beat? Rhythm, melody, harmony, everything. Everything's important. The way that the instruments communicate with each other, what the artist is saying on the record, how they're saying it is really important. And I think that's what a lot of like up and coming artists forget, is like they might be like the best rapper, the best fucking lyricist, really great with concepts, really, really creative. But honestly, what it really comes down to is how you say it. If you're not saying or singing something right, or in a way that people will believe you, then nothing matters. You know, and there's all these rappers out here that are like, yo, I got better bars than this person. I'll fucking out rap you. You know, I could battle anybody. It's like, no one gives a shit about that. You know how many rappers in my years I've interacted with that kind of mentality? Like, who gives a fuck? Cool story, bro. Like, no one cares. You know what I'm saying? What it comes down to is how you say it. You know, Drake is a perfect example of someone who knows how to say stuff. You know, Kendrick Lamar is an example of someone who is really good at knowing how to say something. J. Cole knows how to say some stuff. You know, as much as some of you guys might love or hate him, Tekashi 6ix9ine, he knows how to deliver. Not necessarily fire with what he's saying. He's not the most lyrical dude, but it doesn't matter. It's the way he delivers. It's how he says it. Exactly. How do you tell the story? You know, so some people are storytellers. Some people are amazing storytellers. And some people just aren't. You know what I mean? And that's the reality of it. Like, if you're an artist right now and you're listening to me, you got to ask yourself, like, am I a good storyteller or am I not? And if you're not getting the reactions that you want to get, or you're not getting the proper feedback that you need to get, then you need to really be mindful about like your communication skills and how you're telling your story. Because maybe you're not telling your story right. Maybe you're not injecting yourself in the studio enough, or maybe you're not. Maybe you're just not recording your songs right. Maybe you need to work on your inflection and your confidence and the way you say certain things, you know? So those are things that you just need to be mindful of. How do you help a storyteller tell a good story as a producer? Man, I love that question. It really just depends on the artist, depends on the environment, it depends on what type of song we're making, it depends on the vibe, but at the end of the day, that really is the job of a music producer. You know, me being a music producer, my job is to help you tell your story in the best way possible, to the point where people will connect with that song as deeply as possible. So when I step into that studio with that artist or that songwriter or that singer, my goal, above everything and anything else, my goal is to help you write and create a song that will best connect with your audience and best connect with what you're trying to express and what you're trying to say. And it's really no deeper than that. That's literally the goal. You know, it's not about making a hit record. It's not about like doing this or doing that or trying, like, we try a bunch of things, and then my job is to maneuver in that environment to the best of my ability to try to bring the best out of you and to try to bring the best out of your voice. So that's what that is. All right, so let's see. What does it take for Pass the Aux to get to new cities? I'm coming. Trust me. I'm really gonna start turning up on doing more Pass the Auxes. So next year is gonna be really great. I'm going overseas. I'm planning on coming overseas next year for Pass the Aux. So you'll see the list of cities. Anytime I announce a new city, it sells out pretty quickly. So make sure you guys are paying attention to my YouTube. Pay attention to my website, illmindproducer.com. I'm always updating you guys on my Instagram, my stories, my Twitter, my Facebook. So make sure you follow, subscribe, everything, so you can get alerts on when I announce a new city for Pass the Aux. So, and that's coming soon. Do I still use the ASR 10? I actually don't. I do everything in Pro Tools now. When building sounds, what tricks do you use in your production? I don't really look at them as tricks. It's just stuff that I do. Everyone has their own process. For me, I like focusing on melodies first most of the time. So I'll spend a lot of time creating a good melody or more than one melody. And then from there, from the melody, I know what to do with my drums. And then from there, you know, the track is pretty much done. And you know, the process is a little different when I'm in there with an artist, because I love to create from scratch when I'm with an artist. So it depends on if I'm with a rapper, if I'm with a singer, if I'm with a songwriter. Like, it really just depends on the vibe and what we're working on, what I'm in the mood for, what they're in the mood for, who's in the room, how much time do we have. It's all that stuff. It's just, I hate to say it, and I hate saying this, but it's a vibe. The vibe kind of determines what the approach is. Do I jump on the grand piano and start playing keys? Do I play a bunch of beats that I made already and have them pick a few? Do we make some from scratch? I don't know. I don't care. I'm just in there and we're vibing, and whatever happens, happens. Do you think generated sound nowadays are quality-wise comparable with analog? You mean like digital and analog? I don't know, man. It really doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter, dude. It doesn't matter if you're cutting, you know, vocals on 2-inch tape or fucking using Cubase to track your vocals. Like, who cares? No one cares at this point. It doesn't really matter. It just really, the end product is all that matters. So just do whatever you can. Use whatever tools that are at your disposal to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. Any tips on building a fan base? Come on, man. Tips on building a fan base? It's obvious. It's obvious. Use social media and just start talking to people, man, and tell your story. Like, that's really what, like, I can probably answer every question you guys have with one reply. You know what that reply is? That reply is always going to be to tell your story. Just tell your story. How do I become a successful YouTuber? Fucking film yourself telling your story, or tell your story. How do I become a successful producer? Make beats. Tell your story through your beats. And I'm talking about your story, like the story that's most honest to you. You know, make the music that's most honest to who you are. How do I get my Instagram popping? Yeah, tell your story on Instagram. Let people know what you're into, who you are, what do you do, who do you like, what do you enjoy. Um, Check out my beats. I enjoy making these. This is the type of beats I like. Check these out. Like, just tell your story, man. Tell your fucking story. Like, there's no shortcuts. There's no fucking shortcuts to any of this. Be patient enough to find your truth and really figure out what you want to do in life and in what way you're trying to express yourself, whether it's beats or songs or melodies or rapping or singing or painting or making videos, whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you love doing, do it in your own way, and show people. That's it. And the best way to show people is on fucking Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Like, it's not rocket science. Literally. Who have been some of your favorite artists to work with? Man, I love, there's a lot of people I love working with, man. Like, there's songwriters that I love working with. I don't have a favorite, man. I can't even answer that. I mean, I'm knock on wood, every session that I've done has been really memorable, and it's been a pleasure. It's been a super enjoyable experience for me, and every I know it's a cop out, but like every session is like my favorite. Should I put beat snippets on IG? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? You know? Why not? I think a lot of you guys know the answers to your own question. I think you're just fucking like second guessing yourself. It's just a lot of overthinking, a lot of second guessing, a lot of overthinking, a lot of insecurities. Like, once you manage to just like get rid of those three things, then you'll pretty much know the answer to your own question. Like, I've been in this game for like 13 plus 14 plus years, right? And I didn't have a manual. I didn't have a fucking Instagram Q&A. I didn't have YouTubers like giving me the answers. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a handbook. I didn't have a school I can go to like fucking hand me the how to become a successful producer, book on a silver platter. Like, I didn't have any of that. I just like tried stuff. I put myself out there and I tried shit, and some shit worked, some shit didn't. And then over the years, you learn what works and what doesn't, and you continue to fail. Like, you continue to do things that don't work. Like, that's what you guys have to understand. I'm still doing shit that doesn't work. Like, I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. I'm trying things that don't work all the time. And I'm also trying stuff that does work. And I'm focusing more on the stuff that does work, and I'm paying attention to the stuff that doesn't. So, and the difference between me and a lot of people is that I don't really give a fuck about what people think, and I also don't give a fuck about trying something and then that thing not working. That's the difference between me and a lot of people. That's the difference between me sitting here today in this position that I'm in and other people that aren't. And every single person, every single one of you guys is capable of reaching your goal if you just stop second guessing yourself and stop being a pussy. Stop being afraid to fail. Stop being impatient. And just go out there and do shit. Just try stuff. Try stuff without being afraid to do it wrong. Like, all of us are out here trying things. Like, that's the thing you guys have to understand. From me to, you know, I'm not like comparing myself to people because there's levels, but like anyone that you idolize or people that you feel are successful, from Kendrick to Murda Beats to Boy Wonder to me to Pharrell to Shiggy to Drake to whoever, you know what I mean? Travis, LeBron. You know, none of us really know like exactly what we're doing. Let me say that one more time. Super successful people don't know exactly what they're doing. They don't know as much as you think they know, or they don't have it fully figured out as much as you think they have it figured out. And I'm gonna pause there because you should take a pen and paper right now, or write that shit on your phone. I'm gonna pause right now and give you time to grab a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen, and you're gonna fucking write this shit down. You're gonna hang it up on your ceiling above your bed so that you fucking see it every time you wake up. I'm gonna repeat it one more time. You're gonna write this shit down and you're gonna hang it up on your wall so you see it every morning when you fucking wake up. Successful people don't have everything figured out. When you get this far, and when you get to the point where you are successful, and you look back at your journey, you realize that the reason why you're there is because you had the balls, okay? I'm going to emphasize that. You had enough balls, pause, to put yourself out there and try stuff. That's the difference between successful and unsuccessful. You either have enough balls to try stuff or you don't. And the people that don't have enough balls to go out there and try shit are the ones that are going to be left behind. And they're also the same people that complain. They're the same people that are entitled. Oh, why am I not successful? Why am I not this? Why am I not that? It's the same group of people. You either have the balls or you don't. LeBron has the balls. Jordan had the balls. And I'm gonna preemptive pause this. Maybe I should change the word balls because that's kind of crazy. I don't want to talk about fucking balls and shit. But you either have. I'm gonna change that word to courage. Okay. LeBron had the courage to go out with that basketball and play basketball every day and work on his jump shot as a kid in the rain while all of his friends were fucking, I don't know, doing whatever they were doing. You know? Pharrell had the courage to just make music every day, put himself out there. My man Murda Beats, I use him because he's a recent, friend of mine that's found success. He's had the courage to be just a random kid from Toronto who makes beats. What separates Murda Beats from you? What separates Murda Beats from everyone else? You want to know what separates Murda Beats from you? He had the courage to fucking put himself out there and go out there and meet people. Go out there and put his beats out there. Go out there and fucking grind while you sit here and wait and fucking complain. Now look at where he is. You know, so you either have the courage or you don't. And you gotta find your own way to feel and get to that point where you have the courage to go out there and make moves. Because if you don't, then peace. Like, you miss the train. You know what I'm saying? And the train is always gonna be there. You can get on the train, but ain't no waiting around. And that's why I like doing this. That's why I like talking to you guys, because there's people that are in my position in our profession, and I'm talking about production, I'm talking about rapping, singers, rappers, producers, engineers, us, music creators. There's no one out there telling you that. There's nobody out here telling you that. You know, everyone's trying to look for the secret. What's the secret? What do I need to, like, join the Illuminati? Like, what's, like, the secret to the success? How do I break through? It ain't rocket science, man. You're either built for it or not. You either have the courage to put yourself out there and try stuff and not be afraid to fail, or you don't. So look yourself in the mirror. Think about when the last time you really put yourself out there and tried something, and you had put yourself at risk to try something that may or may not have worked. When was the last time you did that? Was it yesterday? Was it today? Have you never done that? Have you been living the past 5 to 10 years in comfort, just like coasting, sitting there, not having the courage to really do anything? Well, there's your answer. That's why you're not successful. Because you just couldn't find the courage to get out there and put your shit out there like that. So, and again, you know, I really could only speak from my own experience. That's why I talk about this stuff from my own experience myself. It seems like I'm like just talking about myself all the time, but no, I am talking about myself all the time. Fuck you if you don't like it, you know? I talk about myself all the time because I'm learning from my own experience. I'm in the trenches here, you know what I'm saying? That's why you see me out here doing stuff. I'm not in the studio. Well, I am in the studio all the time making music. Most of my time is spent here in this room making music, but you guys see all the other shit I do. And I've been doing it since 2010. A little FYI to you guys. I put my first drum kit out in 2011 when all the producers in 2011 were like, you're corny for putting out a drum kit. Fuck you, you can't take my snares. No, these are my drum breaks. No, these are my samples. No, this is my snare. I worked hard on this snare. You can't have this snare. What? Fuck Illmind. He's selling his snares for $20 on his website. He's corny. Now look what happened. Fucking opened up a multi-million-dollar a year business. I do a podcast. What other producer out here you know on my level does a weekly podcast on production? I can't really count. Can you guys drop some names and let me know? I'll pause and wait. Can you drop some names here of other producers in my league? That's important to note. Producers on my level that do a production podcast every week? I'll wait. I don't see any names. Still waiting. Okay. So, we have the drum kits. We have the weekly production podcast. My YouTube channel, where I'm really just filming my weekly endeavor. Any other producers on my level that are traveling city to city, doing Pass the Aux and sitting with upcoming producers at a studio location in different cities to listen to music and talk to you guys. Talk to them just like I'm talking to you guys now in an intimate way. Film it and throw it on YouTube every week. Any names come to mind? And I'm talking about producers on my level. Except for S1, because that's the homie. And me and him talk often. Anyone? Yes, Buddha and Grands too. Any producers on my level build a website for feedback on tracks? Beatthreadcom, and that's Beatthread is such a long game. The tech world is no joke. And there's so much more I want to do, and so many more kinks to work out with Beatthread. But in hindsight, it's a website where producers can join for free and get feedback from their peers and get inspiration, listen to music. Beatthread.com. Right? So, and I'm, a producer, making music, getting placements, trying to help you guys, trying to empower my community, trying to empower the upcoming music creator community. And, some of you guys might be asking, like, oh, like, why does Illmind do all this shit? Like, why does Illmind, like, why doesn't he just, like, make beats like everyone else and, like, shut the fuck up? Why does he, like, post memes on his Instagram of, like, him, like, giving advice and talking to producers and traveling to different cities and putting out drum kits and putting out, sample packs and letting producers send beats that they make from his sample packs so they can get placements, and his weekly podcast, and he's filming on YouTube, and he's building websites, and he's doing this and doing this and doing this and doing this and doing this. Why? Like, why does Illmind do that? You want to know why I do this? I do this for two reasons. And the first reason, to me, is the most important. The first reason why I do all this stuff is because it's fucking fun. That's reason number one. Because it's fun. Straight up. Making drum kits is fun because I get to use my own shit. Talking about music production is fucking fun, especially when I can bring my friends in, like Ryan Leslie and Seven Thomas and Alan Ritter and, Jay White and fucking, Six and all the people that I've interviewed on my podcast. It's fun. I don't know what else to tell you. It's fun. I'm doing Pass the Aux tonight in New York City. I'm gonna have a fucking blast. Traveling to different cities, building with music producers, being able to know that they're also building with each other. That's inspiring and that's fun to me. The name of my podcast is BlapChat, BlapChat. Making beats is fun. Making melodies is fun. Working with artists is fun. Making songs from scratch is fun. I'm having a blast right now talking to you guys. Everything I do is fun. That's my motivation. That's my first motivation. Is anytime someone asks me to do something, or if I get myself into something, I always ask myself, am I gonna have a blast? Is this gonna be fun? Because if this isn't gonna be fun, I'm not doing it. And that's why I have this argument about, oh, why don't you sell beats, and why don't you work with upcoming artists, and oh, I'm an upcoming rapper and I want Illmind beats and Illmind beats. Like, no, I'm not playing basketball with you. I'm playing basketball with my friends, because playing basketball with my friends is more fun than playing basketball with you, because I don't know you. And that's no knock to like going to the park and like playing with strangers. I do that sometimes. That's actually really fun. But no, I'm not making music with you, and I don't want your money. No, I'm not telling them to pay up Ricasso. No, there's no amount of money that could purchase my misery. Let me repeat that. This is something else. Take out that same motherfucking piece of paper and pen and pencil that you had earlier and write this motherfucking shit down. There is no amount of money that you have that could pay for my misery. So if you're a shitty rapper and I don't like your music, and again, if you have a highlighter, grab your highlighter and highlight that. If I don't like your music and you want me to produce music with you and for you, no amount of money can make me do that for you. And that's my preference, by the way. I'm not saying that all of you guys should do that. Trust me, I used to sell beats, and that's why I have a whole blog post about that. But I'm at the point in my life where I'm fortunate enough to be able to choose who I fuck with and what makes me happy. And that's it. So, again, I'll repeat it. If you're an artist and you want to work with Illmind and capital A, capital N, capital D, and I don't like your music, there's no amount of money that can purchase an Illmind beat or make me want to work with you. There's no amount of money out there that could purchase my misery. And that's really what it comes down to, man. And trust me, I've adopted that philosophy a long time ago. You know, and that's why people are saying, oh, he's just saying this because he's rich now. Yeah, I'm rich, but yeah, you hit it right on the nose. Was that Gonzalez? Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. He said, I'm saying that because I'm rich now. Yeah, I am. How did I get rich? Tell me how I got rich. I literally just told you guys how I got rich in the past 30 minutes. I hope one of you guys screen capped this or recorded this or wrote this down. Yeah. You're absolutely right. I fucking worked my ass off to get to the point where I can pick and choose my happiness. Isn't that that's the dream? And I'm so thankful every day that I get to do that. But you guys don't see the chessboard. You guys don't see the full spectrum of what I did, what I sacrificed, and what I had to do to earn that luxury. that's it. You know? And I guess my message is to let you guys know that anyone and everyone could achieve the same thing. Like, why me? I'm just a random Filipino dude from Bloomfield, New Jersey. I didn't start with money. I didn't get like anything fucking handed to me on a platter. I had to earn everything. I earned every single fucking thing. From scratch, from zero, from no one, from nothing. I fucking worked and I earned. From day one, when I was in the basement, my mom's basement, not knowing anyone, no rappers, no producers, no writers, no singers, no A&Rs, 0 people. Me and my fucking keyboard and my records. I'm in my basement making beats. And over time, I was able to earn this position and this spot. Earned. Everything is earned. You know? And I miss those days, you know, I was like earning the respect of people. Who's this random fucking Chinese dude? That's how ignorant some people were. Like, who's this? Who brought this Chinese dude to the studio? Who's this Chinese dude making beats sounding like Jay Dilla? Like, why is he trying to sound like Pete Rock? Like, who is this dude? Like, making trap beats? Like, who brought this Chinese dude? What do you expect me to say to that? You know what I did? Just played my music. Every fucking situation and scenario where people didn't know who I was or didn't believe in me or didn't know where I came from, I earned their respect through my music. Grab that piece of paper one more time and that pen. I write that down again. I earned respect with my music and only my music. What do you think? I went into these rooms and fucking begged people to help me? You think I met like random fucking rappers and singers and A&Rs and label people, and do you think I went in these offices and fucking begged them to help me? Please help me. Oh my God, I make really good music. I make beats. I'm trying to be a music producer. I want to work with this person. Please, I beg you, help me, help me, help me. Beg, beg, beg. You really think I did that? You really think that works? Because there's some motherfuckers out there, some of you guys are moving and shaking like that and really think that that's how it works. You think you could just walk into a room and fucking beg for help? Like the homeless people on the corner? You think that works? You think that'll work? I'm asking you, yes or no? Type it in. Does that work? I want proof. Nope. So you want to know the answer? You want to know how I did it? I just told you. I played my music. Hit play. My music. My music got me here. And I'm really specifically talking to the producers, the rappers, the singers, the artists who make music. It's the music. The music gets you the respect. And never forget that. All this other shit, I got this shit chain, I got this, oh my God, help me, we got a relationship, networking, blah, 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 blah. That's cool, but what's the music sound like? The music. It always comes down to the music. I got a minute left, but I appreciate you guys. I'm about to make some music. Speaking of music, I'm about to make some more because this shit don't stop. And I'll see you guys tonight at Past the Aux, New York City. Tomorrow night, again, sold out, Past the Aux. I'll see you guys in Toronto, Battle of the Beatmakers next month. Past the Aux, Arizona, Past the Aux, LA, both sold out in November. November's gonna be a big month. More kits coming out, more surprises for you guys. All right, I'm out.